When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fan fiction story. As we start our story off, where we last left off last time, where Izuku is taking the female clone of Superman back to his pocket dimension, where he holds the new recruited, basically took over Hive and killed the headmaster and took the students as his own in his own pocket dimension. If you guys remember the last part, after the clone of Superman was moved to his dimension back at the castle, Izuku went back to his office while Gizmo does his work, connecting the stasis to the machinery he has in the laboratory that he made in one of the rooms of the castle. Izuku is unsure how this is going to play out with his clone of Superman, so he decided to put a couple of safeguards in place just in case she becomes hostile. With a special seal for later, Izuku doesn't trust Clarion one bit. He might like the kid, but he definitely doesn't trust him. As long as... Sorry, give me a second, guys. As soon as Trigon takes the Kryptonian girl body to manifest himself into the living world, Izuku will activate the seals. It will slowly drain Trigon's power. When Izuku gets enough power from draining Trigon, he'll separate the demon out of the girl. Then he'll take care of Trigon. Izuku is interested if he could actually kill this being off. This Trigon sounds really familiar, but he just can't put his finger on it. Like he might have met him down the line, but he doesn't quite remember. There's lots of his past he doesn't remember. There's gaps in his memory. The unknown Kryptonian finally made up his mind what he was going to do with the Kryptonian girl. He could outright kill her afterwards, but that action would be pointless. He wouldn't get anything out of it, so he decided when everything's over, he'll free the girl to let her do whatever she wants. But for the time being, he needs to play his role. Izuku walked out of his office and head to the laboratory, where he sees Gizmo fiddling with a small device. Headmaster. Report, Gizmo. Everything went well. The female Kryptonian that's in that tube is still in stasis. Even if we disconnect her from that machine, she will remain unconscious for about 4 or 5 hours, according to what we know of Kryptonian genetics that you were managed to get. And so far we know, she might not have soaked in any of the rays from the sun, so she shouldn't have her powers if she becomes hostile. The new lights I have installed in the lab should be able to fix that. Managed to hack into the League's database and able to find some nifty little ideas I have to weaken Kryptonians. Excellent job, Gizmo. I want you to stay behind and monitor the girl. Stood Headmaster. Hold down the fort while I take Mammoth and Jinx on a little mission. I need to keep the Teen Titans a little bit busy. Izuku walked out of the lab into the courtyard. When he stopped, when he stepped out of the laboratory and head outside to see Mammoth and Jinx sparring with each other. Mammoth threw out a right hook towards Jinx, only to see Jinx duck under his fist and do a handstand and land several kicks across his face. As she hops up, she jumped up in the middle of the air, then land on his arm. Then she ran up his arm, basically, and to attempt to kick him inside the face. Manus grabbed her ankle and threw him off of him, only for Jinx to do a spin in the air, then kick Manus in the face as he goes skidding backwards a little bit. Manus has a grin on his face. Nice one, you're getting better. Of course, who else is going to put you boys in line? Quite impressive display, you two. Headmaster, as Jinx and Manus stop what they're doing, then turn to their headmaster, waiting for their next orders. To follow me. We're going on a little mission. Where are we going, Headmaster? Cause some trouble with the Teen Titans. I'm liking where this is going. So, what's the plan, Headmaster? By this time, the Teen Titans must be at home. We're going to make a little house call. Make sure you don't kill any of them. You can rough them up, maim, if you choose, but no killing. Not yet, at least. Leave Raven and Starfire to me. You two can deal with the rest of them. Perfect. As Mammoth slammed his fist into the palm of his hand, me and that cyborg fellow have some unfinished business. That leaves me with Beast Boy and Robin. That would be interesting pair up. Sure, why not? As they walk towards and through the huge mirror in the main chamber of the castle, they found themselves in the old abandoned hive base with a similar mirror from the castle in a large room in hive. They didn't want to switch locations. They're just using hive for a front, thinking everything's normal, but no, it's not. On top of that, the hive academy itself is cloaked with magic, so a random normal human couldn't really stumble upon it. Sometime later, the three of them are standing in a little bit away from the Teen Titan Tower, gazing at the building. Jinx and Mammoth turn to their headmaster, seeing what's their next step. Allow me to make the opening moves. As he told his students, the unknown Kryptonian walked up to the main entrance of the tower as he ripped the door off his hinges. Well, sorry, not ripped it, sorry, give me a second. He's standing, in front of it, but not too close. Unknown force ripped the door off his hinges. With one wave of Izuku's hand, the door goes shooting backwards behind himself and his students, smashing into a nearby tree. As he sees the Teen Titans, surprising looks on their face. As they all the Teen Titans get into their fighting stance. Mammoth, you know what to do. Take them. Minx and Mammoth said in unison, understood, as they go towards their respected opponents. Leaving Izuku with Raven and Starfire. We meet again, girls. He stares at the girls with a emotional expression on his face. Bastard, you hurt my friends. I won't let you do it again. As Starfire fly towards Izuku, raising her fist ready to strike him, while Raven is yelling at Starfire to don't do it, telling her don't be too hasty. Only to see Starfire land her fist across Izuku's face. He didn't even move an inch. He simply elbowed Starfire in the face. Then she goes flying into the wall like a bullet. It's very honorable you want to protect the people that you are close to, but for some reason you failed to realize what situation you're currently in. If I wanted to kill if I wanted to kill every single one of your precious friends, you couldn't stop me. No one can stop me. Only reason why I haven't killed you already is because I don't get anything out of it. Izuku watches Starfire get up to her feet and to charge Izuku again. Izuku just kept dodging her attacks. Then he connected. Then he corrected her stance, enraging Starfire even more. Izuku kept dodging her attacks and at the same time commenting on her mistakes while she's trying to hit him. He's not doing this on purpose. He's just in his teacher mode. He does teach the students of Hive. The whole time Starfire is trying to hit Izuku. Raven is trying to figure out what's his motive. Clearly, he's here for a reason, but she can't wrap her brain around it. She knows from her first encounter with this guy, he's powerful. He could easily end this fight between him and Starfire at any moment. The fact that he's correcting her fighting stance and commentating throughout the whole battle, irritating Starfire at the same time. She still doesn't understand what his gain is, what exactly he's after. Raven created a wall construct separating the two of them. Star, I know you're upset, but I need you to think calmly. Fine. It's so frustrating. I couldn't even put a dent in him. We need to handle this as a team. Fighting him on one-on-one is not a good move on our part. I know you're right. I kind of learned that the hard way. So what's the plan, Raven? Before they could come up with a plan, the wall construct begins to shatter as as you see Izuku withdraw his fist from the wall that he just attacked on the pure magical construct. Not bad, very impressive magic wall construct you created, Raven. You are indeed talented in your craft. Let's see what else you know, shall we, daughter of Trigon? Let's test your dodging, shall we? Izuku is channeling pure magical energy in both of his palms. When the energy power gathered enough, he released it at Starfire and Raven. The two girls had no choice but to jump out of the way As the magical shot ripped right through the wall and blasting out of the building. Be careful, Star. If we get hit by that attack, I highly doubt we will be able to withstand it. I can feel the pure magical power from that one attack alone. It's beyond what it's sadly it's even beyond me right at my current skill level. I didn't mean to do that. I do apologize, girls. I clearly was holding back, so I should have hold back a lot more in that last attack. My apologies. I think it's about time we switch locations. I don't want to repeat what I just did. Wish to destroy your home any further. Or Raven could comprehend what he just said. Everyone in the Teen Tower Titan. Well, sorry, I messed it up. Everyone in the Teen Titan Tower was transported to a pocket dimension, quite similar to the one he created for his headquarters in that similar pocket dimension. The two pocket dimensions are connected, but this one is meant for only for severe training that people for training for when the more destructive moves. For fights, he used part of the Phantom Zone to create it. It has the same landscape that the Phantom Zone has, but the only difference between here and the Phantom Zone is here you're able to keep your physical body. Annette and Jinx have experienced this before, so they did not panic like the rest of the Teen Titans. Where are we? We're in my own personal pocket dimension I created for such activities as fighting and training. Now, now that the explanation is over, shall we continue, girls? You only have one course of action. There is no way to escape. I have complete control over this dimension. As long as you are here, I am God. Now come. As both girls charge at Izuku, Starfire and Raven both unleash their attacks. Starfire blasts Izuku with her Starbolt energy she produces, while Raven used her she used pure magical energy to blast beams out of her palm of her hand. As the two beams of energy, magical energy, fly towards Izuku, Izuku just stood there and tanked their attack. The unknown Kryptonian was curious how powerful their attacks actually were, so he purposely tanked their attacks. Raven's eyes widened after the smoke cleared, seeing the only thing that was damaged was his shirt that is currently slowly repairing itself. What the hell? Not even a scratch on Arthur. Not even a scratch on him? What the hell are you? I know for a fact that you're not human. I figured you would catch on pretty fast. Outside of your team, you're the smartest one of all of them. You are correct. I am no human. I actually don't know what I am. All I know is I'm old and powerful. The rest is pointless. Doesn't look like your team is faring so well. As Ezekiel glanced over to the unconscious bodies of Robin, Beast Boy, and Cyborg. Why are you doing this? Why are you joining forces with Hive? Starfire and Raven watch the guys start laughing out of nowhere. Me, part of Hive, like some pawn. Don't make me laugh. That's hilarious. Oh, you got it all wrong. Hive's under new management. I control Hive now. Of course, I'll be renaming the group, but haven't made up my mind just yet what I will be calling us. I have a couple ideas, but I'll put a pin on that for a later date. My curiosity has already been piqued. I simply wanted to gauge your team's capabilities, considering we'll probably be facing your team a lot. With one snap of his finger, all the Teen Titans get portal back to their tower without another word. Without another word. And oh, give me a second, guys. Until we meet again, daughter of Trigon. Things are going to be. Sorry, things are already in motion. Try your best to stop them. Until then, we'll meet again. As the portal closes, as he turned to his students. Oh, good job. Now let's head back to the school. As he opened the portal up, leading them to the castle. As soon as Mammoth and Jinx got through the portal closed. Izuku decided to allow the two of them to go about their business as he headed back to his office. As he sat down and piecing a bunch of papers together. As he's sitting in his office chair, just thinking what he's going to do next. I think it's about time I deal with that Kryptonian in Metropolis. I could sense they're still fighting. It's about time I pay General Zod a little visit. He's about to be deported to the zone. And his little wife. As the unknown Kryptonian opened a portal up in Metropolis, once he exited the portal, he found himself standing on the top of a building as he's watching the Kryptonian fighting against each other in the air. General Zod's wife seems to be holding up in the back, not really fighting for some reason, but he no longer paid attention to her. Izuku was surprised to see another Kryptonian enter the fray of battle. Blue eyes with long blonde hair. Izuku could tell it's a female Kryptonian of the race. And she probably has some sort of connection with Superman, considering the S she has on her chest as well as the same S that Superman has, basically. So we figure by the symbol, they have some sort of affiliation or alliance between the two of them. As he watches Kara enter the battle between General Zod, backing up her cousin, the League brought out a medium-sized, the League brought out a medium-sized green rock. Once the kryptonite came into play, both of Zod and his wife fall down to the ground, breathing heavily. After Batman got nice and close and personal. Before the League could end the fight, the kryptonite gets yanks from Batman's hand from an unknown force. He pretty much used telekinesis. As he looked over the rock in his hand, Batman turned his head over to see the young man, seeing the kryptonite he just had in his hand in the young man's hand. What a interesting rock, judging by me observing your little fight. This seems to have some sort of weakness towards Kryptonians. Fascinating. Maybe I can implement them some way. Clark Kent turned his head to General Zod to see they have pure fear on their on their face. Clark by his encounter with Zod, Clark knows that he's a proud man. The fact that he's showing fear so openly, that means things might get a little worse. How did you get here? Hello there, Zod. You would honestly think I was going to allow you to leave? No one leaves. I knew full well you escaped the Phantom Zone. You could never escape me or the zone. I'll be taking you back now, and your female companion. Would prefer you come willingly. I would hate to make things, let's say, violent. We're never going back there. Very well, I gave you a way out. So be it. What happens to you is your fault, not mine. Zod turned to his wife as Ursa nodded at the acceptance that to let her husband take care of things. After all, she is pregnant, so she hasn't been fighting too much. She's worried about the child might be in danger during such activities. Careful, husband. Izuku made the kryptonite disappear in a small portal for later use, as he sees the Kryptonian known as Superman approach him. Who are you? What are you doing here? How do you even know about the Phantom Zone? So many questions, Kryptonian. Me knowing that the Phantom Zone is like knowing myself. These two Kryptonians has escaped the Phantom Zone, and I'm here to return them where they belong. Now, do not interfere, Kryptonian. If you do, you won't like the outcome. Superman put a hand on Izuku's shoulder, only to get elbowed in the face. Then he get kneed into the stomach. Superman gasped for air. Izuku grabbed the collar of the Superman's suit, then headbutt Superman in the face. As Izuku watches Superman slid backwards a little bit, dazed from the headbutt, as the unknown Kryptonian begins to hit Clark over the face with a vicious combination strike. As he slammed his fist into Superman's chest, making Superman go flying into several buildings. As the Phantom Zone entity gets the dust off of his clothes, like he was just taking out the trash, all of the present members of the League that are on site rush towards Izuku, only to find themselves running into a portal to the Phantom Zone. Then shut immediately afterwards. They ran through the portal. Only person that was not sent to the Phantom Zone was Superman and Supergirl, including the two other Kryptonians watching the sight in horror. He could easily put General Zod and his wife in the Phantom Zone, but that's no fun. He likes terrorizing them. And he's curious how powerful these Kryptonians are. Supergirl bursts into flying as she cocked her hand backwards as she tried to land a strike while his back was turned, only to see her attack be caught by one of his hands as Kara gets tossed across the street, slamming into a building by him grabbing onto her wrist and flinging her across the way. When Ezekiel was about to turn his head, Superman and a strike across his face, making the unknown Kryptonian slide backwards a little bit from the impact of his strike. Don't think I haven't forgot about you, Zod. Just hold up one moment. I'll get to you next. You, my Kryptonian friend. Luckily, you're essential for my future plans. I will return your league to you once these prisoners are back where they belong. I would advise you to withhold any hostilities moving forward. Just sit back and watch. That's including your female Kryptonian. As he turns his gaze over to Kara, next to her cousin. So, what's next, cuz? I don't know who he is or how he's connected to the Phantom Zone, but he's pretty powerful. And he's technically doing our job for us. He hasn't really hurt anyone outside of us. I just don't like his methods. We'll stand down for now and see where this goes. If things get out of hand, we'll step in. Zuko slowly walked towards General Zod. Zod uses his opportunity to charge up his heat vision, hoping to get a killing blow, only to see the unknown Kryptonian unleash his own heat vision as green and red collide with each other. As everyone is witnessing this, everyone was pretty much surprised by the fact that he had heat vision. Bit different in color, but Clark can tell it's heat vision when he sees it. As the green beam overtakes the red, as the green energy, the heat vision, hits Zod in the chest as he goes flying backwards into buildings. Izuku stands still and wait for Zod to recover. He wasn't disappointed. It only took Zod a couple seconds for Zod to appear right in front of Izuku. As Zod's wife is watching from the sidelines, as they both rush each other, as their fists collide with each other. Each time Zod tried to strike Izuku, Izuku countered it with his own fists, making shockwaves as they threw punch after punch after punch. The cars nearby fly upwards, hitting into the buildings, windows shattering. As we cut to Clarion's perspective of the events, as the witch boy is sitting on the couch, taking a break from his work, watching the events on Earth on a floating television, showing images of Izuku, and the witch boy seems to be quite amused by this encounter. This is most entertaining. Wouldn't you agree, Tico? He's so entertaining, even though he's probably going to betray us at some point. But that what makes this game far more better. As we cut back to Izuku clashing with Zod, after blow, when their blows collided with each other, making small shockwaves from their fists colliding with each other. I'm confused, cuz. Didn't we I just don't understand. What I just saw was heat vision, but I don't think he's a Kryptonian. And the kryptonite had no effect on him. I noticed that as well. I don't know what he is, if he's a Kryptonian or not, but I can tell that he has similar abilities so far. Sure has our strength, but I have a sinking feeling he's just playing with Zod. Izuku and Zod collide with each other. Izuku cut the distance between the two of them. Then he rammed his knee into his stomach, then used the side of his arm to smash Zod across the face, making Zod skid across the ground from the impact. It looked like he's not going to stop. He only stopped because he slammed right into a car. Before Zod could get up, Izuku grabbed Zod by the face and repeatedly slam his head into the pavement as the street begins to crack from the impact of the back of Zod's head, repeatedly slamming into it. Izuku rammed his foot into Zod's back as he continues to ram his foot into his back as Zod screams out in pain. Izuku kicks Zod to the side so he's laying on his back as Izuku repeatedly strikes Zod with his fist, repeatedly, in the face. Then the unknown Kryptonian picked up Zod by the throat and lifted him up in the air with his opposite hand. He created a portal back to the Phantom Zone and tossed him in. Tossed him in the portal. Then the portal closed shut the second he was in, as he turned to his attention towards his wife, Ursa. I'm not totally sure, because I know, like, Zod had two different wives in one version and another. Yeah, I'm not really pinpointing on what Earth I'm using. So, anyways, let's continue forward. Izuku slowly walked towards Ursa as he grabbed her by the throat and lifted her up in the middle of the air. As he gazed at the woman, he could tell she's scared shitless. As he released her from his grip, as she falls down to the ground, gasping for air. You're not going to trap me in the Phantom Zone like you did my husband? Negative. What you have in your stomach is innocent, and I'm fully aware you have most likely served your time already. So I'll do this in the kindness of my heart. I think I have a heart, not really sure. But anyways, I will not pursue you any further. But your husband, other hand, he still broke out, and I don't like people breaking out, so he will remain in the Phantom Zone for 2 years. Then I will release him. Your fate is up to the Kryptonians over there. I'm no longer interested. As Izuku turned around and began walking away, as he snapped his finger as the missing Justice League members pop out of the portals, as he calmly walks away. Wonder Woman was about to act, but Clark put a hand on her shoulder, telling her to stand down. As the unknown Kryptonian disappeared through a portal, as he reappeared right back into his office at the castle in his own pocket dimension, Izuku heard a knock on his office door, so he told them to enter. You're back, Headmaster. Just got back a few minutes ago. What do you need, Mammoth? I saw your little display on the television. Still trying to figure out how we have television in a separate dimension, but nevertheless, I saw you single-handedly defeated the League. And very brutally beat a Kryptonian. It was a interesting display, sir. I'm just wondering what's our next step, Headmaster. I quite enjoyed things with you in charge, sir. You will, and the rest of the students will lay low for now. I have to get the female Kryptonian in the laboratory ready. Only a matter of time before the witch boy makes a move. Unfortunately, until then, we must play our part. I have my main goal I must accomplish and release Trigon. And I saw an opportunity to gain power, so I'm taking it. What exactly is your main goal, exactly, sir? Don't mind me asking. It's quite simple. to extend my reach. I will combine the Phantom Zone with Earth. I might have to tweak it a little bit, but it's possible. In this Trigon entity should have the necessary power to put my plan into motion. And the further the Phantom Zone reaches, the more powerful I become. But I don't plan to stop there, Mammoth. I plan to go further. Earth is simply a experiment for me. Tell other students to continue their daily activities and do training, of course. I will inform all of you when something comes up. You can take your leave now. Understood, Headmaster. As Manus made his way out of the office, Manus is unsure how he feels about the Phantom Zone and Earth being combined, but there's not much he could do about it. He's not stupid enough to believe that he could face his headmaster in a fight, but he's curious how this will play out. He doesn't really care either way. Now that's taken care of, I think it's about time I paid a little trip to Gotham. I wish to get an audience with this poison ivy I've heard from Gizmo and Jinx in passing. I think me and her could come up with some sort of arrangement when it comes to Earth. When all the pieces are in place. Izuku opened a portal as he found himself in Gotham. Once he stepped through it, and as he began walking down the street of Gotham, Izuku saw one of these humans that had been referred as a minion or a thug. He walked over to the man and grabbed the man by the head as he slammed him against the wall and retrieve any memories he has about Gotham and who's in the top players. As he snapped the man's neck as he walks away, calmly. What information he did get from that one person, he knows where Poison Ivy is located at, where he has an idea of where she's located at, but he needs solid intel, and there's only one person from the memories knows that Harley Quinn would be the only one that knows where Ivy's currently hiding out. So he has no choice but to track down this Joker fellow, then get what he needs from the human female known as Harley Quinn. He's gonna have to read more memories, but he'll get there. Talia al Ghul is looking over. Just read that. Talia al Ghul, ever since she was known of his existence, she made a habit of keeping tabs on him while she can, as she knew he was eventually going to go back to Gotham. As she's staring on top of buildings with a smile on her face. Found you. I'm curious, what are you up to? So I'll just observe for now. I want to see if he's truly worthy to be my husband. I thought it would be Bruce, but you put a pin on that. But you put that in question the moment I was aware of your existence. You're a mystery. You're a mystery. You're a ghost. And I'm more than willing to unravel this mystery. That you are, Izuku. Quite impressive that there's virtually no information about you outside of your name. As Talia used her skills to blend in with the civilians while Izuku is continuing down his path towards the direction of Ace Chemicals to get what information he needs. On his way to Ace Chemicals, he ran into a group of Joker goons wearing some sort of clown makeup with a mixture of them wearing masks. It's a mismatch. Apparently, there's not a dress code when it comes to comes to the goons of Joker. Without saying a word, he grabbed the closest human that was wearing clown makeup and slammed his head into the brick wall with one simple motion with his opposite hand in a karate chop motion, decapitating the goon. He just smashed his head he smashed his head into the wall, then chopped his head off with his hand. The rest of the goons watch him do that and calmly walk away like he didn't do anything, like he just didn't decapitate one of their friends. The closer he got to Ace Chemicals, the more he noticed of the same humans with clown masks and makeup. They only seem to be increased in numbers the closer he gets to his destination. He ignored a majority of them. He only killed if they got in his way. The few that did rush towards him attacked him and got a heat vision ray to the face, killing them instantly. After killing a large amount of them, the rest of the human learned their lesson and gave him a wide berth, allowing him to calmly walk his way to their boss location, just out of pure fear of Izuku. Not the fact that he's killing them, it's the fact that he's killing them not even acknowledging their existence while he kills them. Like they were just mere cockroaches. When he made his way to Ace Chemicals, he sees a larger human standing guard with a clown mask. I wish to have an audience with your boss, known as Joker and that Harley Quinn female. The larger man stared down at Izuku as he knocked on the door behind him as another goon popped up. After he whispered something in his ear, he ran off to inform their boss that they have a visitor. After they got the okay, they allowed him in to Ace Chemicals. As the larger man that was guiding the door guided him through the complex, he continued to follow the larger human man until he came face to face with this Joker and Harley Quinn. Ooh, a visitor. We normally don't get those. Love house guests. Hey, big guy, kill them. As the Joker and Harley Quinn watched the larger goon turn to Izuku, only to Izuku shove his hand into the man's chest, ripping out his heart. As he's holding his heart in his hands, as he crushed it, as the larger man dropped to the ground dead, as Izuku begins to wipe his hand off by one of the shirt of the deceased human, getting the blood off him. Before Joker could do anything or react, Izuku created after image of himself as he ran towards the Joker and grabbed him by the face and slammed him against the wall. As the unknown Kryptonian begins to get into his memories, get information, what he needs. After he got what he needed, he grabbed the Joker by the throat. It seems this IP is in Blackgate, some sort of prison for you humans. Interesting. Harley Quinn. I scanned this parasite's memories. Even what I found was quite disturbing to me. So I'll do this one for a freebie, in the kindness of my own supposal heart. Will release you from this hell. As he ripped off the Joker's head off of his body, as he threw the Joker's head to the side, as his body falls limp. Talia was watching the whole events with interest. She's in the shadow, hiding and everything, so. Izuku could probably censor, but he doesn't really care. He doesn't really see humans to be a threat to him, or Kryptonians in that, or Kryptonians, period. The body of the Joker, slowly falls down from the wall, because he was pinning him against the wall when he ripped off his head. As Harley is shocked, but surprisingly, she had a smile on her face. She wasn't angry one bit. She wanted to kill the bastard for weeks now. As she rushed over there and thanked Izuku, kissed him on the cheek, as she skipped off to do her own thing. Because of Izuku's actions, there's going to be a struggle to gain more territory by the other crime syndicates or families in Gotham, unless Harley Quinn step up and take control. What was once known as Joker's territory. Harley Quinn stopped at the archway at the door as he heard a female voice trying to get his attention. What do you want with Red anyways? I only wish to have an audience with her, nothing more, nothing less. If you're worried that I'm going to cause this poison ivy harm, you have nothing to worry about. Even if she refused my proposal, I will continue my plan nevertheless. Take care of yourself, Harley Quinn. That man Joker was truly the scum of the earth. Is your newfound freedom well, human? As he stepped out of the room, as he calmly walks out of Ace Chemicals, as he's making his way to Blackgate Prison, a island that's only acceptable by boat. But the fact that he can fly wouldn't hinder him in the slightest. After taking a flight for about 3 seconds, about 3 seconds later, he found himself hovering over Blackgate. Izuku's hovering down to Blackgate Prison slowly. Izuku noticed the guards did not take notice to his presence. They're more occupied trying to quell the prison riot that's going on inside. Blackgate right now, several high-level criminals are got loose and causing chaos throughout the prison. They're trying to regain control. He decided to strike while the guards in the watchtower are distracted, as he shot his green heat vision into the towers, killing them instantly. As he made his way over to the front gate, then he forcefully opened the gate, destroying whatever machine was in place to open and close the gate. As Izuku heard a small explosion from the machine that was operating that same gate, as he continued his path. The moment he entered the prison, he came face to face with plenty of prison guards. He instantly shot each one in the head with his heat vision, killing them instantly. As he walked further into the prison, as every door in the prison is locked, the guards have activated the lockdown because of Killer Croc and the rest of the inmates that managed to get free from their cell. Unfortunately for the unknown Kryptonian, he doesn't have X-ray vision, so he's going to have to find poison ivy the old-fashioned way. The unknown Kryptonian has similar abilities as a Kryptonian, but the Kryptonian X-ray vision is not one of them. He's able to he's not able to produce cold breath. He does have his own special powers because of what he is, but nevertheless, let's continue forward. After all, because he's an entity of the Phantom Zone. He's technically the Phantom Zone itself, in human form. With the blast door sealed shut on every single floor, he has no choice but to go forward towards the only open area. It happens to be the elevator to get to the lower floors. Unfortunately, the elevator for Blackgate is operated by keycards. Izuku only has level 1 keycard he found from one of the corpses of one of the human guards that he killed. He's going to have to find the higher keycards as he goes along. Phantom Zone entity knows he could probably rip through the barricades, but he's not in a hurry, so he's going to locate the keycards and do it that way. He's curious about this Blackgate. He wants to look around, and he's never seen a human prison before. So he's just curious about the whole complex. Well, he kind of runs his own prison in the Phantom Zone. In a way. Once the elevator opened up, the prison guards immediately opened fire at the elevator. As Izuku calmly walks out of the elevator, while the bullets are ricocheting off of his skin, not even giving him a mark. Izuku doesn't want to deal with them, so he created a group of phantom clones of himself as he watched them shoot off towards the humans, ripping out their hearts out of their body. Once they were all dead, Izuku dispelled his phantom clones and continued his way. Unfortunately, they had no key card to the lower level, so he's going to have to check every guard now. He needs to check on every guard to see if they have a key card. It's not by rank or anything, it's just random, so he's just going to have to get lucky. After going through their pockets, he finally found the next key card. After walking through the long hallway, he found himself walked into a large room where there's some sort of cell as he sees some sort of creature being electrocuted. In this thick glass. As he sees the creature has sort of a face but is screaming out in pain, he'd look up to the observing area to see one of the guards holding down to the lever to activate the electricity. He shot the man in the face with his heat vision, melting the glass, going right through the observing area, killing the man. As the electricity was deactivated when the man's hand fell off the lever. "Hello there, creature. How about me and you make a deal? What do you say? If you get me out, if you free me, you got yourself a deal. And we have an accord. Stand back." Izuku flicked the container glass to Clayface's surprise as it shatters. As Clayface steps out of his containment cell, as he morphs into a human body for convenience, and stand right next to Izuku. As we agree upon, what's the plan, boss? As introductions are in order, you may call me Izuku. Name's Clayface. Very well, Clayface. I'm here for one reason only. I wish to have an audience with a woman that is known as Poison Ivy. Came to the right guy. I know the prison very well. Ivy's down on the lower levels. We just need to get our hands on one on the lower level, on some of those key cards. While the lockdown in place, there's no other way to descent down deeper into the prison. Doesn't concern me. We'll collect these key cards and gain access to the lower levels. Then I'll have my little conversation with Ivy. Then you can do whatever you want from then. Let's get going, Clayface. I have a date with a redhead. Huh. I did not expect to say that. It must be some sort of side effect from reading that clown's mind. That one human was a twisted one. As this is where we're going to cut our story off. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.